pretty much like everything, there's a hierarchy in Canada, but specifically there's a hierarchy of people that are liked and people that are disliked, which is what we have the absolute pleasure of talking about today. We're talking about the most, or one of the most, arguably one of the most hated politicians or people in Canada, Jagmeet the Cockroach Singh. I do believe that is his middle name, but correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video, everybody. This is going to be really good because Jagmeet has been not even heckled. Actually, he's been heckled and destroyed without anybody saying anything. It's incredible. You're going to love this. So you're going to want to stick around for the full video because we're going to do some recent news. We're going to take a look at a Bank of Canada update. We're going to be taking a look at Danielle Smith talking about these Palestinian protests, Jagmeet Singh, the news that happened today of a heckler without actually saying anything. It's so bizarre. It's so weird to say it, but I don't want to spoil anything. So I want you guys to stick around for the full video if you absolutely can. And since we're at the start of the video, I'd like to encourage everyone to smash the like button, subscribe if you have yet already. It does really help grow the channel, as well as reminder that these stickers Wacko Trudeau has to go limited edition, limited time stickers are available. Link down in the description or the pinned comment below. Woo, one hell of an intro. All right, without further ado, let's get into this. So we've got the polls. The polls. As you can see, the NDP, I know, right? We're not even focusing on conservatives. That's how much we're digging into Jagmeet today. Right to the NDP. The NDP is down 17% is their projection. 19 seats is their projected seats. 1% odds of winning the most seats, and they're not even on the odds of winning majority or a minority government. So nowhere does it say the NDP and Jagmeet Singh will have any power at all, which is contradictive to what Jagmeet has come out recently and said, where he's going to saying, I'm going to be Canada's next prime minister, which is not something anyone actually believes. And I don't even know if Jagmeet's people believe him. Who are his people? I don't know. His yes man, his family, maybe his wife, maybe his kids, who knows? But Jagmeet is losing credibility every single day. Speaking of credibility, one of the most credible individuals in Canada has just passed. Of course, we're talking about Rex Murphy, who was a total giga-chad, and he's gone. Rest in peace, Rex. I remember after the Freedom Convoy happened, I was living in 2022. I was living on Vancouver Island, and I had heard that Rex lived, I believe, somewhere like Qualicum, Parksville, somewhere on the island, and I meant to reach out to him, and I wanted to interview him because I had been told through a mutual person that that could happen, and I super regret not following up with that. But then I had a kid, and everything kind of changed for me in that sense. But rest in peace, Rex. Your name will forever be remembered, unlike the people we're going to be talking about today. We're going to start off here with risk of recession is fading, says the Bank of Canada governor. Yeah, kind of crazy. Let's take a look at what he's got to say.
Canada's financial system remains resilient. Over the past year, households, businesses, banks, and other financial institutions have taken proactive steps to adjust to higher interest rates and weather economic shocks. The second message is that this adjustment still has some ways to go and continues to present risks to financial stability. I'll offer some context around this assessment, and then the Senior Deputy Governor will touch on the risks in different sectors. Over the past year, the risk of recession has diminished in Canada and globally. Inflation in most countries has come down, and inflation targets are in sight. However, there could be volatility in markets as expectations shift about when and by how much central banks will lower their policy rates. And there continue to be important geopolitical and economic risks on the horizon. Against this backdrop, households and businesses continue to adjust to past interest rate increases. Some indicators of financial stress have risen. At the same time, the valuations of some financial assets appear to have become stretched. This could increase the risk of a sharp correction that could generate system-wide stress. The recent rise in the use of leverage in non-bank financial institutions could amplify the effects of such a correction. What's most important is that to properly manage risks, financial system participants need to remain proactive, and financial authorities need to remain vigilant.
In Canada, you only have one person to blame, and that is Loblaws. Loblaws is the cause of everything, according to Jagmeet. Just to stay on topic with the meat and potatoes of today's video. Everything is Loblaws' fault. You go to the grocery store, Loblaws. You go to the pump, Loblaws. Your wife won't cook you dinner, Loblaws. You lost sleep at night, Loblaws. Justin Trudeau is screwing Canadians over, Loblaws. Everything is Loblaws' fault. It's just wild. I don't know. The state of Canada is absurd right now. Speaking of absurd, we got a clip here from C Squared News on X with Chris Dacey from Dacey Media, and they're taking a look at Trudeau's convoy, his electric vehicle, Suburban. Oh wait, no. As you can see, it's not an electric vehicle. What do we call that? A hungry hypocrite?
You're welcome, Justin. You're fucking
Justin, you suck. You suck, Justin. You already know. Don't violate my rights. Justin, you're a wacko! Wacko, Justin!
Get your wacko stickers. Link down in the description or the pinned comment below.
You suck big time. Nobody likes you. I'm on the... You can't touch me.
I'm not touching you. I don't want you to get hit.
I'm not gonna get hit. Mind your own business. Stop chasing me. You're a wacko! You suck! You suck, Trudeau! You suck! Nobody likes you, Trudeau! Nobody likes you! You're not traffic control. You can't block me. You can't block me.
Why are they following
What's your
her?
name? What's your guard number? What's your name and what's your guard number? Don't block it. You have to tell me what your guard number is. Thank you. That's going to be a complaint. Stay the fuck away from me. You suck, Trudeau!
Doesn't seem like this person's breaking any rules, just following the vehicles. It's not anything out of the ordinary. You're allowed to do that, and you're definitely allowed to call Trudeau a wacko. But careful, because it might get you kicked out of Parliament. One time, before there's massive outrage and stickers that sell like crazy and that are now spread all over Canada. Oopsie, maybe, I don't know. Don't be incompetent, politicians or House Speaker. I'd love to know what you guys think down below in the comments of that. Now we're getting into the Jagmeet Singh news here. So Jagmeet the other day said, I'm headed to a counter-protest in Ottawa right now. I'll be marching to defend women's rights to choose. Sadly, Pierre Poilievre's Conservative MPs will be on the opposing side, attacking these rights and demanding they be taken away from women and Canadians. Interesting. So this is what he was referring to. There was a big protest or a big gathering right outside of Parliament the other day, yesterday, I believe, and Jagmeet Singh actually was there. They separated people by putting this fence up. So counter protesters on one side, protesters on another. And Jagmeet, just as promised, appeared right outside of his job, right on Parliament Hill. Instead of being in question period doing his job, he was outside here pandering to Liberals. There you go. Jagmeet Singh has made an appearance at the counter protests against the March for Life in Ottawa. And this is what the protest evolved into. The March for Life stretches up Elgin Street and around the corner onto Laurier.
One hell of a day.
Save the babies? Is that what they're saying? Oh my God, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of friggin' people, man. Holy smokes. I'd love to know you guys think down below in the comments about the Save the Life march that happened and Jagmeet Singh showing up for the right for abortion. I'm looking forward to reading the comments when this video is posted. Next up, we have Danielle Smith, who says that pro-Palestinian protests across Canada are out of control. For those who don't know, there was a big pro-Palestinian, anti-Israel, whatever you want to call it, protest that was happening in Calgary, and the police just broke it up. After one day, they went in there with full tactical gear. We're not going to show any footage of that, but I think Danielle Smith does talk about it. Here we go.
Well, we've been watching what's been happening across the country, and it's already out of control in Ontario and Quebec and elsewhere. And the universities can't allow it to get out of control, and they can't allow hate speech. So there are reasonable ways to protest, and the University of Calgary in particular has said that trespass and camping is not acceptable on their grounds, and I understand that they removed the encampments yesterday.
Unlike elsewhere, the police in Calgary moved in just about 15 hours or so after those first tents went up.
Yeah.
Putting up temporary structures.
They are showing the footage. We're not going to take a look at it because it's going to get demonetized or whatever. It's going to get taken down. But the police went in there. They went in with all of the necessary tools, and yeah, it was pretty insane what happened, folks. It was absolutely insane. Calgary is not messing around. And I'd love to know, before we get into the update of Jagmeet Singh, of what happened today, I'd love to know what you guys think about the police taking such quick initiative in Calgary. Is that what the police should do everywhere across Canada? Should they break up these pro-Palestine, anti-Israel protests, or should it be allowed to quite literally take over the streets and take over university campuses and spiral into this spewing of hatred, which is not my words, but the words of the government and the media? Let's know what you guys think down below in the comments about that. And next up, we have the recent threats that Jagmeet Singh has done towards Pierre Poilievre. So this is a few days ago where Jagmeet on X said, "This weekend, I gave Pierre Poilievre an ultimatum, 48 hours to stop blocking access to birth control for women and Canadians. Today's the deadline. He can withdraw or we'll stop him. He's going to learn, never mess with women's rights in Canada again." And then the following day, that is when he showed up and did that protest, or that part of that counter protest rather, on the steps of Parliament. Right? The deadline has passed. Pierre Poilievre continues to block free access to birth control for Canadians, but that's not all. He's also blocking free life-saving diabetes medication. So pretty interesting that Jagmeet Singh is taking all these shots at Pierre Poilievre. And this is kind of what happens to him. This is the recent footage that happened today. People just don't like Jagmeet. He's gone completely irrelevant. The only time Jagmeet comes into conversation is, oh yeah, that guy's he's a piece of crap. He's a shitty politician. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. So this caption here reads, "The guy in yellow shows what a lot of Canadians think of Jagmeet Singh and the NDP. Blah, blah, blah. Singh did a press conference about corporate grocery store greed, placed directly outside of a Loblaws. Not once did he bring up the Metro, the company his brother is a lobbyist for." So it's just massive hypocrisy. But here is Jagmeet Singh getting destroyed by somebody who doesn't even say a single word.
That gouges or rips off Canadians. We have more protections in place for consumers. We want to tackle corporate greed, bring down the prices. That gouges.
I love that so much. Let's watch it again. It's just, that's exactly what every single Canadian is thinking. Yap, 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 yap. Keep it going. Nobody cares. Oh, it's awesome. Everything about this. The red hat that he's wearing, the neon hoodie that he's wearing, the fact that it's outside of Loblaws when Jagmeet Singh's brother works for, he's a lobbyist for Metro. It's incredible. That's not the first time Jagmeet Singh has been heckled. This happened on the East Coast. Who to be about a guy? Jagmeet Singh got confronted by somebody who drove by and had very nice words for him.
I apologize for that idiot that drove by there. Some of that might have been. Could you repeat those 3 points again? Sure. Just because we don't want to use that hilarities again.
Yeah, no problem. Maybe I'll take a pause if anything goes on. If not, I'll say it straight.
I am getting here because of the background noise on site.
Your homophobia is very inappropriate.
You're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. And then he pulls out the homophobia card. Like, what does that have to do with anything, Jagmeet? Are you a homosexual? Are you gay? And then him just, heckling you is you going, you can't make fun of me because I'm gay. Like, that doesn't make any sense. It absolutely makes no sense at all. And speaking of not making any sense, this is a recent video that Jagmeet posted of 100 reasons not to trust Pierre Poilievre.
Let me give you 100 reasons why not to trust Pierre Poilievre. Well, 100 of the nation's leading corporate lobbyists, both former and present, have met with and donated to Pierre Poilievre. These aren't just any old corporate lobbyists. These are the ones that represent the greedy CEOs, big oil and gas, big pharma, big corporate landlords and real estate investors. That's who he's meeting. And it shows in the way he's voting. I'll let you make your own determination, But I don't think it's a coincidence that he voted against pharmacare, which would have meant lower costs for medication, something that Big Pharma is clearly opposed to. He voted against a school lunch program, which would have saved money for families, made sure kids aren't hungry, but would maybe impact the bottom line for big corporate grocery stores. He voted against a renters protection fund, which would protect renters against big corporate landlords. Again, he sided with big corporate landlords. It is very clear whose side he's on. I'll let you be the one to judge all these things, but let's be clear, New Democrats are on your side.
Okay, so I think there was a statistic that recently came out that 1 in 5 people in Canada work for, like 1 in 5 working people work for the government of Canada. The Liberals, the NDP, and I might even go out and say the Bloc Québécois want people to suck at the teat of the government. They want to contribute to the industrial complex of what the government is, right? They want to keep that machine going. Pierre Poilievre and the Conservatives' mission, at least what's recently been stated and consistently been stated, we'll have to see if it's consistent with his words when he inevitably becomes Prime Minister of Canada, is advocating for less government, more free market. The government should not be overly involved in everything. In fact, they shouldn't even be involved in everything. They're there to govern, make policies, do trade deals with other countries. They're not there to feed your kids at lunch. They're not there to pay for your kids' daycare. They're there to make sure that the cost of living is affordable across the board, that interest rates are kept under control, and that, you know, that people can build. They build. The businesses come here. They have incentives, not financial incentives like handouts, but more of, you know, interest rate incentives, like businesses that want to come to Canada and invest in our country, invest in our economy, shouldn't be taxed 66 or 63% capital gains over $250,000. That is a lot of money. But for a business, right, that's not really a lot of money. It means that the government is gouging pretty much almost every single business in Canada. It's wild what's going on here. So there's super duper incentives not to come to Canada. Pierre Poilievre wants to make sure that that does not happen. He wants to reverse all of these things and make it more, you know, better, more better. That's not even a proper way to say it. He wants to make Canada more better. Let's put it that way. I'm going to put that on the sticker next. Pierre Poilievre wants to make Canada more better. You know who doesn't? Jagmeet Singh. Let's take a look at this final video here. NDP leader slams Liberals for giving nearly $26 million to Costco and Loblaws for energy-efficient appliances. And it's interesting because he's always going after Costco and Loblaws, but his brother is a lobbyist for Metro. It's just super freaking hypocritical.
There are some things in this budget that we fought for, that we spent time hearing from Canadians, and we forced this government to deliver. Those include protections for renters. Renters live in constant fear that they're going to get rent evicted or kicked out of their homes because large corporate landlords want to buy those buildings and then evict them. We forced this government to put in place a renters protection fund, something that we've been calling for over a year. And that's going to help people stay in their homes and keep some of those affordable units affordable. We fought to force this government to bring in some relief for parents and kids, so that kids, when they go to school, can get a nutritious meal with a national school food program. That's going to give some relief to parents. It's going to take one thing off their plate, save them money. We also forced this government to move forward on covering free birth control, free diabetes medication, and devices. That's going to save thousands of dollars for millions of Canadians. We forced this government to bring down the cost for Canadians. That's some relief in a time when Canadians are really feeling squeezed. We forced this government to deliver that. And let's be absolutely clear. This would have never happened but for the fact New Democrats forced the Liberals to give this relief to Canadians, to give a bit of a break to Canadians. There are some concerns, though. We're concerned about the fact that the Liberals ignored the opportunity to take on corporate greed. We know the major driver that is driving up the cost of living is corporate greed. When it comes to buying groceries and you're paying more than ever before, that's corporate greed. When you're paying some of the highest cell phone and internet fees in the world, that's corporate greed, driving up the cost of your cell phone and internet fees. When you look at trying to find a home and speculators keep on driving up the cost of housing and corporate landlords are scooping up all the available housing, that is corporate greed that's making it harder for people to find a home. That is a major problem that makes life unaffordable, and the Liberals failed to use the opportunity they had to take on corporate greed. But let's also be clear about the Conservatives. The Conservatives want to take this all away from you. They want to take away childcare. They've been open about that. Pierre Poilievre wants to take away childcare. He wants to take away dental care from seniors, even though he's had it for most of his adult life paid for by taxpayers. He wants to take that away from seniors. He wants to take away pharmacare from people that need that extra support. He wants to take that away, and he wants to cut further. He wants to cut healthcare. He wants to cut pensions. He wants to cut EI. He's going to make things even worse for Canadians.
Yeah, I don't know about that. The Conservatives' mission, if I'm not mistaken, it seems to be empower people to do more and make more money. The more you do, the more money you make. The Liberal and NDP mission seems to be the opposite. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of work with a conservative mentality, right? It's all about work ethic. The more you work, the more qualifications you gather, the more you can get paid, the more you can thrive, right? That sounds good in theory, and I think a lot of people are on board with that. I shouldn't just say sounds good in theory. That seems to be the way an economy should work. It's how a lot of us were raised, under that mindset, right? Liberal and NDP is, it's okay, sweetie, come closer, I'll give you a hug, everything's gonna be okay, you're offended, here's some government handouts, right? That's kind of the mentality, and they want you to rely on them. The more you trust the government, the more you get back, right? But we're finding out that all of these government programs, they're not working. $10 a day childcare on paper sounds incredible. It sounds amazing for those of us who have kids or who are going to have kids. I have a daughter that's just over a year and a half. She's approaching 2 years old. I have a son that's going to be born in a couple of months. Of course, $10 a day childcare sounds great. But if I wanted to be on that list, if I wanted to actually put my kids in $10 a day childcare in the town that I live in with 75,000 people, I should have signed up 4 years ago or 3 years ago, because that's how long the wait lists are. There's a massive set of criteria for $10 a day childcare. Not every institution, not every place that has childcare, right, signed up for this government program. So it's not every single place that you go to that's $10 a day. So the places that do have it, that did sign up in time, I don't know why they put a set time limit on it, there's a massive wait list. And so it doesn't make any sense. And what's that going to look like for schools, right? You go to a school, your kids go to a school rather, that they're fed at for lunch, but then, you know, the school across the street, they didn't sign up in time, or they get different meals, they get better food, worse food, they don't have the same budget. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. You shouldn't be allowing the federal government to have their hands in all of these things. If you want that, continue on voting for these toxic Liberals and NDPs, or let's switch things up and let's go back to good work ethic. Means the more you make, and we'll leave it at that, and less taxes for everybody, better management, and a thriving economy. That sounds a whole lot better than Jagmeet Singh, yap. That's where we're going to end today's video, folks. I would love to know what you guys think down below in the comments about Jagmeet Singh. On your way out, I would like to encourage you guys one last time to smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't yet already. It does really help grow the channel, and I will see you all in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good weekend. Bye for now.